Hi, Irina. Thank you for your essays. Now, let's have a look at the first one about schools. Tra- Traditionally, academic education at schools relies on organized study process that implies daily routine, like attending classes, sitting at desks, and fulfilling different tasks. Okay, so Uh, I would say on an organized study process that implies daily routine, uh, I would say represents a daily routine, uh, like attending classes, sitting, not seating like this, but sitting. There's a difference between the two verbs to sit and to seat someone. If you seat someone, you ask them to sit or you make them sit. And you probably don't mean decks, but desks, right? A desk and a deck are different things, and fulfilling different tasks. Okay. However, recent research suggests that changing learning routine into amusing activities is far more beneficial. I wouldn't say changing learning routine. It's not about a routine is not necessarily something boring. A routine is also a traditional known order of things. For example, you get up in the morning, you let's say brush your teeth, you have your coffee, you put on your clothes, you do something. This is your routine, and routine doesn't mean something boring necessarily. Okay, so perhaps you could say that changing the habitual learning routine towards using more amusing activities, right, would be far more beneficial. Okay. I'm a strong advocate of this approach, and the benefits of it will be covered in this essay. And its benefits, there's a very easy way to say this. Its benefits, they're just that. I really like the way you say, I'm a strong advocate of this approach. Yes, perfect. Firstly, through different fun occupations such as role play, we say role play games, experimental tests. What do you mean by experimental tests? So you probably mean experiments, like science experiments, right? And school scientific of art projects. You probably mean science or art, science or art projects. Children perceive easier the theoretical part of the academic syllabus. I would add a modal perhaps. Children could or will perceive easier, more easily, not easier, more easily. And I won't say perceive. Perceive simply means register. Um, I would say grasp, which means understand. Grasp. Children could grasp more easily the theoretical part of the academic syllabus. Yes, I really like this idea. Very good detailing. You really give the examples what exactly could contribute to this. Great job. This is largely because young students can apply the acquired knowledge in practice immediately, and to understand can apply, and can understand, right? So these are the verbs that would refer to the modal can, where they can observe this or that phenomenon in real life. Okay, very good idea, very well connected. For example, numerous experiments have proven that pupils learn to count quicker when they are involved in a game, not into, in a game with economic bias, in which their score mainly depends on the skill. I don't really understand the part with the score and which skill you mean. When their score depends on their skill, their ability to count, then what do you mean? If they're involved in an economic game or a game on an economic topic, we wouldn't say with an economic bias. Bias means something else. Try to have a look at the meaning of this word in the dictionary. I'm not sure we can say we can have it as a collocation and say a game with economic bias, a game on an economic topic, more likely. Consequently, while children are engaged by creative tutors in entertaining activities, they develop faster. I wouldn't say while, I would say when, and this sentence would be perfect. So when they engage in entertaining activities, um, by creative tutors, they develop faster. Okay. Secondly, fun, educational entertainment, entertainment is not a countable noun. Provides opportunities to whom? Provides, let's say, young learners, right? Young learners. Opportunities to cooperate, share, and reciprocate. Great vocabulary and very precise. You must be a teacher, are you? Due to the fact that during the play children interact with each other a lot, they take over the skill of social communication. What do you mean take over? Take over means take control. Do you mean acquire? Because I would suggest saying acquire. They acquire the skill of social communication, which is very, very precise here. I really like the way you put it. They learn to implement their task on the basis of mutual benefits. What do you mean by implementing the task? You can implement a solution, but I'm not sure you can implement a task. You would need another word here. But I like this part of the idea on the basis of mutual benefits or on the basis of understanding how mutual benefit works. Take, for instance, team contest, where students independently decide who is the best representative for each given task and who can get the higher scores, who can have, right? Let's avoid the verb get in academic essays. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by who's the best representative for each task. Do you mean who is the winner of each contest, or let's say, completed each given task the best? But representative, well, if you're a representative for something, you are one of that group. Let's say you represent, let's say I represent let's say the LGBT community, something like this. Like I'm one of them, right? Thus, children learn to assess each other and to assist. And I think we need to get back to the topic here. Thus, by doing this and that, or thus by participating in amusing educational activities, children learn the invaluable skills of assessing each other and assisting their friend in need, something like this. But great examples, great detail, and very good coherence, I must say. Yes, well, you need to fix a couple of sentences, a bit of grammar, a bit of word order here and there, but this is very, very promising, I must say. To conclude, no, you have to put the comma after to conclude if you go on with the subject. But if you say that you're concluding from the examples and arguments given above, you don't need the comma here. To conclude from the examples and arguments given above, I firmly agree that entertaining learning process, I would say an entertaining learning process is the foundation of future educational methods that will be, you don't need being, introduced in the curriculum in the nearest future. Great, great. You must be a teacher. I am so sure of that. Only a teacher could provide such detail in formulating the arguments in this topic. So to sum up, great vocabulary, great complexity, great coherence, but you really need to polish the aspects that I have outlined, right? You have very nice linking, firstly. Secondly, due to the fact, thus, you have a good range of linking words, so your cohesion is quite good. It's easy to follow through your thought. Now, let's have a look at the second one. Creative activity versus reading, right? Still education. Nowadays, parents throughout the world try to engage their offspring in reading activities. I would rather say activities in hope, we don't say in hopes, the expression is in hope, that they will develop from all sides. Well, you can develop physical activity by reading, but you might want to say, what do you mean by developing from all sides? Uh, or you could say, in hope that they will develop their imagination, assiduity, focus, and memory, let's say. However, the recent study, which recent study? You can say a recent study because you're not naming it, indicates that entertaining activities stimulate development of such skills as creativity and imagination far better. I think we need to move far better. Indicates that entertaining activities stimulate far better this development. This far better is kind of offset too far. I believe that involvement in fun activities outweighs all possible disadvantages. I would say that I believe that the pluses or the advantages of involvement in fun activities outweigh all possible disadvantages like this. Not just the involvement, but the positive side of this. This essay will provide will provide proof, not proofs, proof and examples to support this point of view. All right, nice promise. Firstly, doing enjoyable activities like playing on game consoles only for several hours a day helps helps develop spatial awareness and physical reaction. Great. This is because permanently changing computer scenes provide the illusion of immersion, and human brain connect vision and haptic abilities. Impressive use of vocabulary. This is band 9 vocabulary, believe me. Great job. Therefore, this kind of enjoyable activity, I have a feeling that we're repeating enjoyable activity way too often. If yes, try to track how many times you use enjoyable activity. I'm just trying to go very, very, very entertaining activity. Enjoyable, enjoyable, enjoyable. Okay, I'm going to put it in bold. So make sure this doesn't happen because this repeat is visible and you would like to be assessed on the full range of your vocabulary. And if you repeat yourself, your range suffers. For example, nowadays, training air pilots and car racers includes computer-aided simulators. Consequently, playing computer games implies a better development of human brain than reading. Okay, especially in terms of hand-eye coordination, I would add here, right? I really like the example. Great example about the professional spheres. But I would replace this as the enjoyable activity. Secondly, participation in fun team games like basketball and football facilitates better development of cognitive and physical abilities. That is due to the fact that during the game, children need to cooperate and make prompt decisions. For instance, on the basketball field, the position of players is changed. No one changes this position. The position changes all by itself. So you would like to say the position changes every 2 seconds. So the human brain should be able to process these switches at the same rate, at the same tremendous rate, I would say. Thus, sports games develop stress resistance and help young individuals to adjust to stressful situations similar to real life. Okay, I would say this is more about reaction. Did you say reaction? No, because you said that the situation changes, so the brain has to adapt. So I would add something about reaction, speed of reaction here. It's not as much stress as it is speed of reaction. Or you could add the fact that these changes are extremely stressful and they place a huge pressure on the player. Okay, but anyway, very, very, very good paragraph. To conclude from the examples and arguments given above, I am a strong supporter of non-reading approach. Uh, that's an interesting way of saying that, but I will let that pass. Reading in the future, I would say in the future, word order, in the future, reading should be partly swapped for something which allows the child to develop different skills. I think we could do slightly better in this sentence. So perhaps you could summarize properly, in a short and sweet way, the main idea of this paragraph and the main, Like for example, reading could be partly swapped for something which allows the child to develop different useful skills, such as for something else, such as perhaps playing computer games or doing more or playing more sports team games, which will allow the child to develop a completely different set of skills alongside the ones developed by reading, right? So this could be developed a bit. So you have great essays, you have great logic and coherence, you have exceptional vocabulary. Sometimes you have repeats, sometimes you have minor grammar errors like tenses, articles most of the time. Please revise the use of articles. I believe you're a speaker of Russian or Ukrainian. I can judge, I don't know. Uh, so there's probably a problem with articles. So make sure that you revise how to use that, because minor errors like this, despite your impressive vocabulary, your impressive logic and coherence and all this, these minor errors will detract from your IELTS score, and we don't want you to suffer from that. So all the best of luck, and looking forward to more of your essays.